Hey there, gym owners. It's Steve from Gym Hub. I hope you're well. In today's short video, I want to give you 3 tips on how to use education and learning to improve your business and to improve your life. So one of the most common mistakes that I see inside the fitness industry is that when someone's super eager to improve and grow their business, they get stuck in the sort of personal development realm, which is like a never-ending story. Whilst going to an Anthony Robbins seminar can be really motivating, at some point you're motivated and then you now need the strategy required to actually go and fix your business or do something about changing your life. And one without the other doesn't actually have any impact. So the 3 tips I want to give you today are moving away from that kind of feel good and just being motivational and making sure that the rubber actually hits the road, making sure we actually turn that learning and that education and that skill set into something that makes you a better version of yourself, as a parent, as a husband, as a wife, as a business owner. So the first tip I would give you is consider the topic that will actually have the most amount of impact for you. So consider, what's the one thing that is holding you back? What's the one thing that would create a domino effect where if you actually spent some time getting really, really good at that one thing, it would hit the rest of the dominoes and make everything else in your life so much easier. What I find actually happening is people getting lost, like reading stuff about David Goggins and these sort of inspirational people. However, it doesn't sort of translate into anything that actually helps with their business. So like in Anthony Robbins, they get really motivated, but unfortunately there's all these missing areas of actually running a business, and therefore they're not improving. So step number 1 is, it's great to be motivated. It's great to sort of get in the right state, but as soon as you do that, choose an actual area of your business that will create the domino effect. For example, it could be around marketing. It could be specifically copywriting. So learning to actually use the language that is going to be compelling, so that when you write a Facebook ad, when you create a text to put onto your website, when you do an email out, whatever the medium is that you choose to market, it becomes more effective. So that's an example of a domino effect. So I could go back and listen to another 5 hours of David Goggins and his amazing story of Navy SEAL and how he's run these 200-mile events. And it might teach me and challenge me to be tough. However, at the end of the day, I still don't know how to get members into my gym. It's not going to help. So I want you to identify, is it something to do with member retention that's actually holding you back? Is it something to do with your ability to get a Facebook inquiry on the phone and converted to come into an appointment? So there's 3 examples there. Like copywriting makes a really important and a big difference for marketing, but it's just an example. Another example is member retention. It doesn't matter how many members you've got signing up each week. If you're losing the same amount, you're obviously not going to grow. And then the third one there is using the example of making sure that we're actually getting those people that are interested in the gym off the lounge and in for a trial or in for a gym tour or something like that. Now, the second sort of suggestion I would give you around learning and development is to make sure you stop everything else. So if you think of the word focus and you use that as an acronym, it stands for focus on one course until successful. So one of the things that I'm noticing is, because fitness business owners have 3 books open, because they're listening to a podcast, because they're getting these things pop up on their Instagram account, they get a little bit better at copywriting, or they have a little go at sort of tweaking their Facebook ads, but they never actually get any traction because they never get great at it. And my biggest suggestion here is, once you identify the domino, number 2 is stop everything else until you actually get competency and even mastery in that one thing, until you can actually move the domino and actually get the first domino going. So 1 is choose an area of your business that will create a domino effect. Number 2 is stop everything else and use focus as the acronym, focus on one course until successful. So stop the other stuff. And then the last one is do one for one. So rather than sort of, taking a day out of the gym on a Friday and listening to back-to-back podcasts, my recommendation is do 1 hour of learning or education, 1 hour of like video training, and then 1 hour of implementation. 1 hour of education and learning, 1 hour of implementation. If you do the first without the other one, you will not improve your fitness business. You will not actually get more leverage. You will not actually be in a better position this time next year than you are today. I love education. I understand the trap, and that's why I'm sharing these 3 points, because I've actually fallen into the trap in the past of being like a student of education, of literally spending days in the library reading books, literally going through like training courses and feeling good at the end of the day that I've actually sat there and done, 4 hours of training around how to run video, like Facebook ads. However, if I don't stop and then go in and actually start drafting and setting up Facebook ads, if I don't run some Facebook ads, if I don't get feedback, at no point will any of that education even matter. So there's 3 tips for you in how to better use education, personal and professional development stuff to improve your life and improve your business. Just to recap, number 1 is consider the one thing that will actually create the domino effect for you, and steer away from all that sort of professional or all that sort of rah-rah personal development stuff. If you're motivated, look at something that's actually practical in improving your business, like marketing, like sales, like retention, like high performance teams. The rest of it is just literally to get you in state, which I think most of you guys are if you're watching videos like this. Number 2 is stop everything else and focus on it until you actually get good enough at that one thing. And then number 3 is do 1 for 1. Make sure for every hour of professional development and listening of a video or listening to a podcast or reading a blog that you do, there is an equal amount of implementation done. If you then have the time, if you're then thirsty for knowledge and you want to go back to education, great. Do a second hour of professional development, but again, match it again with implementation. If you've only got an hour, you've got to do 30 minutes of learning, 30 minutes of implementation. But it's important that you do both. And it's important that you actually take action straight away. Otherwise, like, going to Philex or these kind of educational seminars, you'll walk out with a pad full of notes, which will literally just go into a filing cabinet when you get home and doesn't amount ever into anything. I'm Steve from Gym Hub. I'm passionate about running fitness businesses and helping others do the same thing. I hope these 3 practical tips on how to better use education and professional development make a big change in their output and how it actually impacts on your life going forward. Have a great week. Bye.